All right, let's get it rolling here. Who am I talking with today?
Hi guys, it's Khayne from Fast Online Gaming. I hate titles, but I guess the owner, the I call myself the chief gaming officer. That's
That is a very Silicon Valley answer right there. It's like I'm the
yeah,
chief. I'm the chief fun guy. It's like, all right,
yeah.
okay, let's calm down there, guy. What? All right, first off, we got to start. Fast, don't lie. What is that? Explain that to dumb me. 'Cause I
uh,
see it and I'm like, the words are just smashing together. What is that?
exactly. There's no meaning behind it. I've tried several times because people ask, "What does it mean?" I'm like, "It doesn't mean anything. It's just there."
That's a
Uh,
move.
yeah,
I was not expecting that even remotely. I was like, oh, well, you
yeah.
see. It's like, oh, no, we just took three words and
No,
just banged them together. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah. I
You
tried.
also
I
don't
tried.
know.
Yeah, I tried to like make it work, and it's there and it's obscure enough where you'll remember it, right? You're like, "What the hell was that about?"
You're not wrong. I mean, it's one of those like, oh, clearly in your brain, like I'm sure everybody does the same thing. Oh, this must mean something. Oh, this is a reference to CEDH play where it's like, oh, I want to win by turn two. If winning don't lie, or like, no, nothing. It's just
No,
hey.
it's just there.
And how?
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead, please.
No, I was saying, funny enough. So it was actually originally. So this is not my original thing. It was originally brought up by Adidas way back when. This is prehistoric times when Derrick Rose was still good, Dwight Howard was still good, and I think it was Hangover One. But they had a whole campaign for Derrick Rose, and they had a song built for Fast Don't Lie, and I always forget his name. Asian guy from Hangover. Um,
Ken Jong,
yes, Ken
Doctor
Jeong.
Doctor
So
Ken. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so he was in the commercial, and they had like this silly little jingle with the Fast Don't Lie, and then at the time I was playing in an adult basketball league, and so we kind of adopted Fast Don't Lie as our team name, and it since then it stuck. So anytime in Madden when I would make a team, wherever I would go, Fast Don't Lie was a team name. So then, when was this? 3 years ago, I formed the company, and I was like, I need a name. I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go with this.
There you go.
So
There we go.
that's
Now
yeah,
we've got our history
our
lesson there.
lore. Yeah,
So back in 2010, when Hangover One had taken over the world, and Ken Jong
yeah,
was the crazy guy that they threw in the trunk, it's like, okay, fast don't lie, huh?
yep.
All right, very nice. And so it has just followed you. And so basketball into Magic the Gathering. How long have you been playing Magic for?
So Magic. I'm dinosaur for this too. I started back in Ice Age.
Oh,
I
okay.
stopped.
Hot minute.
Yeah. Stopped
You know, the
around.
beginning. It's like,
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly. Um, I was the nerdy little kid in middle school carrying, the big old white cardboard box with a bunch of cards in it. But I stopped like around Mirage, just after Mirage released. And then I got back into it and returned to Ravnica. And how I got back into it was we were moving, cleaning out the garage, found all these cards lying around. And I'm like, hell is this? I don't play this. Took it to a card shop, and the guy's like, I can give you like $200 for all this in cash, or you can get like 450 store credit. And I'm like, this doesn't help.
$450 in store credit.
Yeah, and I was like, what am I
Hmm.
gonna do with store credit? It's a freaking card shop. I don't play. And then they were doing a draft night, and he kind of like walked me through like, okay, this is how the game's changed, blah blah blah. It was Return to Ravnica block, and he's like, okay, try the draft. It's on us. I ended up trying it. First rare, I pulled Scorch Jack Menace, and then it was just I built the deck for all the counters. Ended up winning that draft night and like instantly, instantly back in. Like how Han Solo said, "Let the Wookiee win." Uh, so like instant grab. I was like, okay, we're in. And then the cardboard crack started. I've typically been like a competitive just person in general. Um, so immediately I was okay. What are the variations? What's happening? I didn't get into Commander early. I was playing Standard. Standard was a lot of fun during Innistrad Return to Ravnica block. Um, and then I got into Modern because Standard kept rotating, and I was like, this sucks. I'm gonna buy a new deck every 3 months.
Standard kept
Uh,
rotating. How do you mean standard was rotating?
so they had blocks at the time, and like a good deck would last literally like 3 months, and like a lot
Ah,
of it, yeah, like a lot of it would get rotated out. Um, well, maybe it was longer than that, but
so you're talking more the meta, like like
yeah,
the Soul Cauldron. Like, okay, this is now everybody's playing this, and it's 66% of people that play this win this. So this is the only deck you're seeing. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. So I never played the meta decks. I was always like the meta, like trying to meta snipe. So I was trying to go like against the meta kind of thing. But as they shifted, so I was like, okay, I need something more sustainable. I can't keep buying new decks every few months. So then I got into Modern because at the time Modern Horizons was not a thing. It was pretty stable. You could buy into a deck and it would last you a year or two. So I was playing Modern, and then they banned Faithless Looting and Seeming Spirit Guide. My deck in Modern was Gristlebrand Reanimator. Um,
And what does that do?
it basically brings Gristlebrand out turn 0, I guess you could say. There's a way to get him out turn 0 before your opponent takes a turn with haste. So yeah, you can imagine what that does.
That's a heck of a start. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing today. All right.
Yeah. So that was it. And yeah, it was very glass cannony, but in its heyday, you could mull down to 4 cards and literally win before your opponent took a turn. There's a lot of extra combat steps, a lot of just combo shenanigans.
Fast don't lie, baby.
Exactly.
I beat you turn -1.
Yeah, I beat you before you drew your first card. Or
Lord.
I just lost. Or I just
Sure.
Yeah. So the game ended either way. And then they banned it, so I was like, okay, what do I do now? And then like Commander was popping off at the time, even at my local shop. So I started looking into Commander. And lo and behold, my first deck was the Mimeoplasm. There's ways to get a reanimated Skithirex turn 1 with Mimeoplasm, and just dome somebody for 10 infect. So that's kind of where I come from. So hyper competitive, super aggro playstyle. But I like to think of myself as a student of the game. Aside from Magic, I've been playing World of Warcraft since it came out.
There you go.
Yeah, so pretty much been a gamer my entire life. My uncle started me down Shinobi. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, oh yeah, no. I have memories of that arcade machine, and they just put out a remake. I made a bunch of people's top 10 lists this year, so it's like, all right.
Yeah. So that's where I started at age 7, and yeah, kind of been in it ever since. And then a few years back, I can't remember. I think it was just after COVID, after we started getting back outside. I was looking for work, and I was like, you know what? I'm playing all the time. Let's monetize this. So looked into streaming. I'm not a huge streamer. Like I don't do a lot of dumb stuff on screen as as the good ones do. But I was like, let's get into it. And then the first time I tried it did not work. I was like, no, I can't do this. I just can't do this. But I come from a tech background. I've built products, software products, mostly in distribution, finance, things of that. Just all the curiosity is always there, right? It's like, how do we make this work? What can we adjust? So that's where Fast Online was kind of born. And I think you guys do a little bit of this with Stacked Up. I originally started it as a esports organization. Because when I was doing research in gaming, I was like, how do you make money in gaming? Esports came up. And then that did not last too long.
No, it did not. That's the funny thing is a lot of people did exactly what you did. Like, how do I make money in video gaming? It was right up there with crypto and NFTs. It's like, people have made money doing this. It is a very narrow band of people that make money doing it. And everybody else it's kind of the Wild West gold rush of, okay, somebody's got to sell the picks and the shovels to the miners who go out there and find nothing. But somebody's getting rich doing this, and it's not generally the players doing it. Like a very, very slim, like you think the NBA or NFL people like get a lot of money. It's like even the people who are successful in esports don't get a lot of money. So,
right. So I went down that path, and then I quickly realized, hey, well, you need a lot. You can make good money in it, but you need a lot of upfront capital. You need to, draft the players. You need to build the roster. Those players need to be good players, and then basically just go win tournaments, cash prize tournaments. When you start doing that, then the big brands are like, hey, we want to put our logo on your shirt. So, and I was like, okay, we need a lot of capital. I don't have a lot of capital, so back up the wagon. While I was going through that whole motion, I was going to MagicCon and just starting to meet creators. I've been going to MagicCons when they used to be called Grand Prix. Again,
really, was that the like precursor to a MagicCon? No kidding. What year is this?
I don't know when they switched the name, but I remember they used to be called Grand Prix. Vegas has always been there. Grand Prix Las Vegas has always been kind of like it used to be the culmination. The World Championship was always played there. It was like the annual event for Magic was Grand Prix Las Vegas, and it would rotate between standard, modern. I don't think they ever did Legacy, but yeah, it used to be called Grand Prix. There used to be a whole like rotating pro tour kind of thing, and then I think maybe just before COVID or just during COVID, it's COVID adjacent is when they changed it because the competitive players. Commander started getting more popular, so the competitive players started dying out. So they're like, okay, we have to make this less of a competitive kind of convention and more of a let's bring the artists in, let's bring the vendors in, make it more of a community focused thing. So I think that's where the switch happened, in line with Commander getting more popular. Um, so yeah, I started going there initially when I used to go to the Grand Prix. You know, you would look up at the, right now it's creators, but at the Grand Prix you were like looking for the pro players. You're like, oh my god, there's, and I can't remember.
That's been a couple
right
years.
now.
That's fair. It's fair.
Yeah. So they were the celebrities at the event. Like, oh my god, I want to go meet Luis Scott Vargas. I want to meet PVD. But now you want to meet Goblin Grounds, or you want to meet Robert Redbeard, or Talia Vest. So it's definitely shifted of who the popularity is. And then I was talking to a few creators. I went to TwitchCon down here, and I met a few Magic creators that were in person there. And just like going through, why do you do this? What's in it for you? And then we came across the whole creator badge thing for MagicCon. People get super excited. Oh my god, I'm a featured creator. And I was like, that's awesome. Congrats. And then I started looking into it. I'm like, okay, so you become a featured creator. You get a weekend pass, essentially. You get some swag from some of the brands, Dragon Show and whatnot. And that's it. I was like, do they pay for your travel? Nope. Do they pay for your hotel? Nope. So I'm like, oh, okay. So you're getting $400 worth of stuff, but you're spending $2,000 out of your own money. And that's when I went like down the rabbit hole. I was like, okay, how do we get you guys paid so you can go out there and make some kind of money? And the first thing was merch. I was like, okay, let's get you some merch. I started looking into what was out there: Bonfire, Fourth Wall, Spring, Redbubble. Coming from a tech product background, I like straight in. I'm like, okay, where's this coming from? How is this built? Still have a ways to go for myself for it, but I was able to connect to basically the supply chain on the back end. And that's what Fast Online right now is it's a glorified marketplace for all these creators to post their merchandise. And the next thing I was looking at, I was like, okay, great, you can buy a t-shirt, support a creator of your choice, but how do we make those dollars that you spend, especially with the economy nowadays, right? Like if you can buy a $25 t-shirt, let's make it go as far as we can. So I was like, how do we make this go as far as we can? I was like, you know what, nobody's doing charitable donations. And that's where the idea of like the whole Everybody Eats program came to me. I was like, why don't I split my profit a little bit? The creators are still making about the same as they do off other platforms, but I basically cut a portion of my profit, taking a little bit from the creators, and we're like, okay, we're going to give a portion of this to charity. So just, you buy the same t-shirt, whether you buy it off Fourth Wall, Bonfire, or Fast Online, but how much you're paying for the t-shirt, where that money is going is now a little bit more spread out.
When was the transition from esports into charity storefront? Like, what was that? Hey, you know what? Let's figure this out.
It was late to 2023, early 2024.
Okay, so still fairly new out there, because again, you said the transition from the creator badge and the Vegas MagicCon and things like that, doing that. So that was early 24 that the store's been up and running. How has it been working out for you? Obviously, we're into 26 now, and you're still doing it, so it couldn't be doing too badly. Do you have any stats as far as like, hey, we've donated this much, or we've raised this much for Everybody Eats, or?
So the donation part actually started late, I would say middle of last year. Late 2024, I started putting up the storefront. Early 2024, I started just making merch for myself first. So let me test how this exactly works before I bring somebody else in, and just going through repetition. Just going through this, building out the supply chain, right? Right now, my catalog has over 600 items that you can customize.
Jeez.
Which sounds, incredible. 200 of those are t-shirts. So
okay, that makes a little more sense now. V-neck. Is this cotton? Is it cotton blend? Is it polyester blend? It's like, okay,
exactly.
I also deal with the same problems with both Stack Up and WUBRG. I have a charity platform of my own, and it is a money suck nightmare for me right now. So it's like trying to get this figured out. So the fact that you're still banging your head against it makes me feel a little better.
Yeah. So like going through it, like getting samples, I'm like, oh, you can print all over this thing, but no, you know what? That t-shirt's 100%. Nobody's gonna wear this shit. So kind of going through those trials and tribulations of, okay, what works? What do we actually want to put out there? So kind of going through that. Like the one I'm wearing right now, it's 100% cotton. This thing's embroidered, which normally on t-shirts doesn't work out too well because it starts shriveling up. But the way this t-shirt is, it stays. So like going through all things like that, testing out different samples, and just kind of optimizing onboarding for creators, optimizing getting it to the public all of that took close to a year, while looking for full-time work, and everything else. Um, so this year's been doing pretty well. Chicago last year is when I really started, like, I went to Chicago, just looking to attend another MagicCon. Met a few creators there, and then that's where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk into Creator Central and just say hi to every single person and see, who responds and who doesn't. And it was a great experience. Met a lot of these creators there. At the same time, I was getting back into, like, okay, my mind is always constantly thinking, how do we make money off this? How do we make money off this? I don't have to become a millionaire overnight, but, like, it has to be sustainable,
Right.
in revenue. So streaming came back up, and I was like, okay, can we just stream Commander for now? Starting to meet some creators. Can we just stream Commander? And right after Chicago, that was kind of the first season of what is now called the Gathering Point. Um, Watched other people streaming, and I was like, okay, this is pretty low effort in terms of, you don't have to do a lot. Fire up a spell table link, put it on your Twitch, and there you go. So doing that, I started reaching out. I was like, I need 3 other players. So I started reaching out to creators, met a whole bunch of them in Chicago, and it's been going since with that. And that's kind of like started to build this ecosystem where, hey, let's get you on the show. Oh, by the way, do you have merch? No, you don't. Let's get you onto Fast Online. And just meeting creators that way. And then now when I go to a convention, obviously some people know who I am, and then that walk through Creator Central is a lot easier than the first time around. Like, nobody knew who I was, and I was just like, yeah, that's where we are. As far as stats, it's building. My grand idea for this was the more creators we get on there. I'll back up a little bit. Another reason why I wanted to build this is even those other merchandise platforms. Sky Babies has their own, Play to Win has their own. They're siloed websites. So if you go to a creator's website to buy their merchandise, you can't shop another creator's items on the same website. Even the same platform on the back end, they're both using Fourth Wall or Bonfire, but there's no way for you to go and search up another creator.
See, that's surprising that they don't have like a search menu and there's like.
Yeah, I mean, coming from software, I know why they did it. It's easier. There's less maintenance required on their end.
I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but to the consumer, to the user, I'm like, this sucks. Like, you're not gonna watch one creator. Like, if you watch Command Zone, you're gonna watch the Professor, you're gonna watch Commander at Home. So there's a bunch of creators that you like, and if you're able to go at least shop them, or a way for you to support multitudes of them in one spot, that's my whole thinking behind this. Okay, let's get it all in one place. That way, if you like one, maybe you like somebody else. It also becomes the same as MagicCon, where now you have all these creators coming in, and WotC's like promoting big ones and small ones at the same time to kind of leverage that. So I'm doing the same thing with the website. We have some bigger ones on there. We have some smaller ones that are coming up, and it's basically, hey, you came looking for Goblin Grounds' merchandise, and you found, KP, or vice versa. And this way, it's giving notice to the other creators, but then at the same time, I'm seeing it now that we're getting more and more creators on. You came looking for one person's stuff and you bought somebody else's. So the whole window shopping thing, that's why, in grocery stores, eggs are always in the back. Eggs, milk are always in the back.
There's a marketer right there, boy. Somebody's like, everything has to be facing the right direction in the groceries. Yeah, no,
exactly.
I got you.
Exactly. So that's the grand plan, is to get more and more creators on. I'm starting to do kind of Magic. I play it. My daughters play it. I got them into MagicCon Las Vegas 3 years ago. It was in October. And they went for one day. They loved it. I mean, they started playing it a little bit. My daughter at the time was 11. She got a creator signed by the artist. It was a 2-hour line. She was miserable throughout, but then we took it and we sat down with a creator, and she won with the signed creator. And he's like, I just lost to an 11-year-old with the signed creator. So, they love it. They play with me, and it's kind of just like building it up, building out the platform to help monetize folks, building out community events. Yeah, it's hard to explain. This is
You're
probably a 4-hour call.
you're building an ecosystem right now, and I
Exactly.
totally understand that vibe where it's like, okay, we're not just doing one thing, we're doing this, and this. So it's like we're trying to, and of course, trying to spin that many plates is difficult. So I totally, as somebody who's also doing the same thing, it's very difficult to try to keep everything spinning properly. So how many folks do you have on Fast Don't Lie selling merch? Obviously, you got Goblin Grounds, and I recognized a couple of the chuckleheads that you're,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I see your Gathering Point logo pretty regularly on my feed because of these. That's how I found out about you. I was like, all right, who's this guy? Because everybody, all roads are coming to Fast Don't Lie. So what the hell's going on here? Which is why I reached out.
It's working, I guess.
It is absolutely working. So the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, the man behind the curtain. It's funny. I call myself the guy in the chair, and I actually have an artist that has been commissioned. He's making me a playmat, and if you know Oloro,
what is Oloro?
He's an Esper commander. Basically, he was one of the first non-eminence commanders.
Non-eminence.
Yeah,
okay.
Eminence wasn't a keyword then, but he basically said if he's in your command zone, you gain 2 life.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he was one of the first ones, but the artwork is hilarious because there's literally some dude just sitting on a chair. And so somebody's like, you know what, you need to commission an artist to just make you into a Laurel. And I'm like, I don't want spotlight. I don't want to be on stage. Leave me in the control room. You guys do what you do. I'll handle the rest. So that's kind of my motto. Am I afraid of going on stage? No. Like you pull me up there, I'll gladly go up there. But I'd rather be in the control room managing everything. So that's where, the Gathering Point. That's where all roads are leading to Fast and Lie is. I think I have 40 creators now.
Nice.
We're helping. Yeah. All Magic related. I'm branching out now into other games. We're supporting Riftbound. We're supporting World of Warcraft, League of Legends. So I'm just basically like, okay. I want to stick with gaming specifically. I don't want to go into like fitness or anything. I can if I wanted to, but I was like, no, that's a whole other.
That certainly is.
Yeah. So sticking with gaming. Another thing that I started actually with a friend. This is years back. We were living in Northern California, and I was not getting enough Magic. I would go out to, I would go out to the local card shop, but they would play Thursday nights, and weeknights are hard. I have a 13 to 15-year-old. Weeknights are always hard to, get away. So Saturday mornings were wide open. I was like, nobody's awake. I'm awake. So a buddy of mine and I, we started playing Magic Saturday mornings at a coffee shop. We found one locally. They had decent tables. It was 2 of us. It started, then it got to 3 of us. Then we actually had a regular pod showing up. And this was in Northern California. We were up there for about a year. Moved back down, and I started scouting local shops again. Same thing. It's Thursday night, starts at 5 p.m. Like, who the hell gets to a shop at 5 p.m.? Like, people at work, and like, it's hard, I'm like, okay, this is not working. And then still kept going there, and I was like, hey, you guys want to just play on the weekend? Why don't we just meet at a coffee shop? This is 2 years ago. Convinced 3 other folks to join me at a coffee shop on the weekend. And now we average 30 players every Saturday. If you go on the
Yelp, that coffee shop's gonna be what the?
Oh,
hey, it's the Magic Dorks. Hey, all right, they gotta love you guys.
They absolutely love us. I mean, it's not like we're driving a lot of business. The coffee shop has been very popular already before us, but we're kind of like an attraction there. Literally a bunch of nerds just taking over all the tables Saturday morning. The staff has been awesome. Like I said, we average about 30 players every weekend.
Now, you're not in Northern California. You're doing this in SoCal, in Irvine?
Yeah, in Irvine. So
have to show up for that.
Absolutely. I had an artist come out. He, you might know him, Jesse.
Jesse Art.
Yep. So I found he was local. I was like, hey, why don't you come out, check us out at Coffee and Cards? And he came out a few times, and I was like, I need a play match for this thing that we're doing. Can you design it? And he came out a few times. He got the vibes, and he actually captured like perfectly the vibes of the coffee shop on the playmat. And then I was like, this is so awesome. So what I actually did, I have to put the reel up. I printed a mat for the shop. I had their entire staff autograph it, and then I gifted it to them. So it's actually sitting at the top of one of their like walls. It's just
cute
there.
Very nice.
So I mean, like I don't know. It's kind of there. Like people know Saturday mornings the Magic players are going to be here. It's funny. I stopped by before a tournament just to get coffee, and on the cup, the staff wrote the Magic guy. So I'm like, okay, it's working.
I'll take it.
We're established here. It's been fun just building out the community. What am I doing it for? I'm having fun with it, but ultimately I'm like, I need to pass something to the kids. They're
Wow.
big gamers. Yeah.
Boy, you're
so I'm
thinking
like,
way down the road here.
way down the road.
Whew. I'm building a legacy here, selling shirts, man.
Exactly.
Holy hell.
Hopefully. But yeah, like they've been gamers. I mean, Dad is here, so they've been gamers their entire life. They don't play the same games I do, but except for Magic. But they're gamers, so I was okay. If they need to continue to do this, being females of color that are Muslim, I was like that. They're having fun right now with Dad, but when they grow a little bit older, what awaits them? So I'm like, okay,
Sure.
I gotta clear the path. So in doing that, it's kind of like I said, you hit it on the spot. I'm building an ecosystem, but there's a lot of things happening. So part of clearing the space for them or clearing the road for them, I'm like, all right, you want to just clean up gaming in general. And so yeah, I'll walk into any, I'll walk through any door. It doesn't matter who you are. And if something needs to be said, I'll say it. Yeah, that's kind of the origins and where we're trying to go, I guess.
Well, Khayne, somehow that's been a half hour already. We have rocketed through our time.
Yeah.
You're a hell of an interview guest, boy. I mean, that was like, oh, okay, it's the 30 minutes already. Holy shit. Where can people find Fast Don't Lie out there? Where can people find
easiest way is Instagram. That's probably our most active, but there's a link tree over there. Go to fastdon'tlie.com. You'll find all of our wonderful creators, the charities that each of them has picked and that we're donating to through merchandise sales. This year, you will see a lot more events happening with those charities. I'm trying to set up people are gonna hate me for this. I'm trying to set up a Ninja Turtles pizza party.
I saw that. Wait a minute. I saw somebody post up. It was a Joe.
Joe posted it. He's doing one. I think right on release, he's doing one. I'm doing it a little bit after release. And I'm trying to basically rope in. So we have so many local creators, right, in SoCal. So I've already reached out to all of them. All of them are in. So we're trying to do March 21st. I'm trying to get the venue, and I have 3 potential charities that are going to be involved. And we're just going to run drafts all day. We're going to have bounties for Commander players doing wacky stuff, and basically just trying to raise funds for one or all 3 charities. And then just playing Magic, enjoying Ninja Turtles, and there's going to be a lot of pizza. So events, like if anybody wants to ask, hey, what does Fast Don't Lie do? I would say I host a lot of tournaments from my competitive nature. We do merch. We're starting to do content with, the Gathering Point and streams and stuff like that. And then events, just community driven events. Hopefully somehow we'll monetize all of it, but
that's the hard part, right? We're having fun. We're getting people together and like, how do we make money out of it? Oh, there's no money, but we're having a great time doing it, by God.
Exactly.
All right, Khayne, Fast Don't Lie. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Certainly appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you down at this pizza place. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course, Khayne.